Hey guys, Michael Blaine with S.I.S Global Investigations. Wanted to make a video. It's one of those things where after the Trump incident happened yesterday, I was like, man, I've got to weigh in on this. Strikes a lot of chords with people and just totally leaves people in shock. I literally woke up to seeing that on the news, and it was kind of like it reminded me of that magnitude of like that 9/11 type thing, or when you're seeing the space shuttle exploding midair, where you're waking up at 7 a.m., you're trying to pour coffee, just trying to get your brain going, and next thing you know, you see the country is, further falling apart. So I don't normally get into, I'm not a political guy, I normally don't get into politics, but I literally thought of numerous video topics from this one incident. Having been in retired law enforcement, having had SWAT and sniper training myself, having done security and investigations my whole life, threat assessment type stuff. There were so many topics with this. Everything from the kid who was the shooter, being bullied every day, they said, in school. I mean, all these things just came to my mind. And so as far as the incident happening, one thing that I predicted just kind of before the rest of the story came out was that the guy was like the lone wolf, shooter type, and that it was no, conspiracy thing, no CIA, no foreign adversaries, and all this other stuff people try to rush to. I've even heard that the thing was, people said it was faked, it was staged, and it was not, real, and all this other stuff. Of course, that's always going to be, come out with the guys wearing the aluminum foil hats. But my point is, the first thing that just came out to me was, my mind was, this was completely unavoidable. It should have never been possible. You should have enough security where the place is completely locked down. You're kind of in a rural area to begin with, and the fact that someone was able to get on buildings and leapfrog from building to building to building. First of all, there should have been Secret Service guys on top of all of those buildings. Counter sniper teams, not just on one building overwatching the whole area. If you've got guys already up there, and you've got law enforcement officers and security at the base of those buildings, around each one of them, you're not going to be able to get up there. So my question is what exactly in the hell was going on there? And then they were saying there was a lack of resources. I mean, for someone who has already been president and is running for president again, shouldn't be any lack of resources. I mean, it just comes across to me as we're already at this level of like turning into a third world country ourselves, when you can't even have a safe presidential speech. And it's like, I feel like we're already becoming, it's like, have we already turned into Mexico or Venezuela or Argentina, or one of these countries that's always just having just constant civil unrest, chaos, and you can't even have a safe speech in public, you can't have a parade, you can't have, we're there. This is literally present day USA happening in small town Pennsylvania. So I guess I'm going to keep this video pertaining to just the lack of the failures in the security, because I'm going to make numerous other videos on this. But I'm blown away. I'm completely blown away. I've seen bigger security at events for, pop stars or whatever. Stuff where people that everybody deserves security. First off, it doesn't matter who you are or your level of income or fame, you should have the security regardless. But when someone like this, and the other thing I noticed is that I've also had some training in the protection work and hundreds of hours in active shooter training as well, tons of tactical training altogether, is that when they actually converged on President Trump and were trying to cover his, barricade his body, using their bodies and their hands and their arms and putting it up and prevent any further shooters from getting any more sights on them, that they were just standing there kind of locked and froze. And any training I've ever had, any training I've ever observed, watched other companies do, even prior Secret Service stuff, they always get that person moving and out of there and into a a vehicle that is a bulletproof vehicle, explosive proof vehicle, whatever, and they get them out of there immediately, out of the danger zone, out of the kill box, out of the kill zone, and they're out of there. he was just standing there, and then he was doing the infamous, thing of "we must fight on" scenario, and with his fist in the air, which was a great photo op. But I mean, he could have got shot right then. He could have got shot in his arm. They were trying to pull his arm down. He could have got shot in the face. The Secret Service guys surrounding him could have been shot. Had there been multiple shooters, it would have been a field day. And like the one FBI supervisor said, had there been multiple shooters, they had multiple opportunities to have assassinated him. But the fact this guy's on a building in broad daylight, any training I've ever done, there's literally zero. Everybody on that entire detail, if I was in charge, would be fired, because I wouldn't even want to hear, well, I was looking over there, or we were covering this building, we didn't have enough guys, guys were assigned to something else. I mean, there's a point in life, I'm 49, I've been investigating for 30 years. And one thing I've learned is that excuses, and also if you meet or talk to other successful people or business owners, excuses are just not even a thing. You just don't even want to hear it. You don't want to hear sorry. You don't want to hear excuses. And with this kind of stuff, it's just all excuses. So there's no excuse that someone should be shot in the head. And the only reason he's alive is obviously, like he said, first video that came out today, I mean, is a divine intervention. When you're talking a fraction of an inch, guys aiming for going through both ears or aiming for about right here, and then he turns and it actually hits and goes through his ear. I mean, that's not a coincidence. So thanks to the man upstairs looking out for him. He's all right, but yeah, this country has just reached a whole nother level of low in my book. And I will make some other topic videos on this, but I think I'm still honestly kind of trying to wrap my mind around this myself. So weigh in on this. Let me know your thoughts, questions, comments, concerns, guys. All right, Mike Bland signing out.